Okay, let's dive in. Picture this. August 2018, a quiet rural road in Florida. A motorist finds something truly horrific.
Yeah, the body of 23-year-old Tanya Weise.
Yeah.
And she was heavily pregnant, 8.5 months along.
Brutally murdered. Her unborn son, Josiah, he died too.
Just terrible.
So today we're digging into the capital murder trial of Jose Antonio Soto-Escalera. He's the biological father of Josiah.
In this case, it's got this really chilling mix of digital footprints, a specific alleged motive.
Right, and these unique Florida laws that come into play because prosecutors are seeking the death penalty.
Exactly. Our mission here is to unpack the evidence, the strategies from both sides, and, the big legal hurdles in this trial.
So tell us about that initial discovery. It sounds absolutely grim.
It was. Tanya Weise was found face down. The autopsy showed blunt force trauma to her head and fatal injuries to her throat.
Just days before she was supposed to have her baby via C-section.
That's right. And investigators eventually zeroed in on Soto-Escalera. He's a married guy, father of 4, worked for Waste Pro.
And he was identified as the biological father of the unborn child.
Correct. Though initially he actually denied any sexual relationship with Tanya.
Okay, but the investigation didn't stop there. You mentioned digital breadcrumbs. That sounds like where things got really interesting.
Oh, absolutely. Our digital lives, they leave trails, don't they?
Yeah.
And here, it's stark.
What did they find?
Get this. August 23rd, 2018. That's before Tanya's body was even found.
Okay.
Soto-Escalera apparently searched Google for phrases like dead body in the woods and wooded area dead body.
Wow. I mean, that's incredibly specific and before the discovery.
Exactly. For the prosecution, that screams premeditation. But there's more.
Go on.
They also found deleted phone records spanning from June to August 2018, texts around the time she was killed, and cell tower data. It apparently placed his phone near Tanya's home and also near the spot where her body was, dumped.
So location data backing it up, too.
Yep. And there's other stuff pointing towards planning. Weeks before, he allegedly asked someone about getting a ghost gun.
An untraceable firearm.
Right. And witnesses saw his truck, a pretty distinctive Dodge Ram, near the scene. Someone even saw it leaving with his lights off.
Okay, so the digital trail is strong, the physical sightings. What about motive? Why would he allegedly do this?
The prosecution's theory boils down to money.
Yeah.
Specifically, $500.
$500?
Yeah. Apparently, Soto-Escalera had given Tanya $500 for an abortion earlier on.
Okay.
But she didn't go through with it, obviously, and she kept the money.
So the prosecution is arguing pecuniary gain, that he killed her in part over that $500.
That's one of the aggravating factors they're citing. Yes,
Yeah.
Financial motive. They also point to what they call consciousness of guilt.
Like trying to cover his tracks.
Exactly. The morning after the murder, he apparently cleaned his truck really thoroughly at a car wash, which was unusual for him. Also, the steering wheel cover from his truck was missing, and he was seen disposing of items improperly at a landfill, little things that suggest trying to hide something.
It does paint a picture. You mentioned his past, too.
Yeah, briefly. He was apparently a suspect back in 1993, a shooting death up in Connecticut.
But that's not related legally now.
No, the statute of limitations ran out on that. But it adds, a layer of context for investigators looking at his history.
Okay, so let's talk charges. 2 counts of first-degree murder, you said?
That's right. 1 for Tanya Weise and 1 for her unborn son, Josiah. And that makes it a capital felony.
Meaning the death penalty is on the table.
Correct. And here's where Florida law gets specific. Statute 782.09.
What does that do?
It explicitly allows the unlawful killing of an unborn child, if the mother is also killed unlawfully, to be prosecuted as a separate murder. Same degree.
So 2 potential murder convictions, essentially doubling the gravity.
Precisely. And prosecutors are seeking death, citing those aggravating factors. Heinous, atrocious, or cruel, cold, calculated, premeditated, 2 victims, and that pecuniary gain aspect.
And there was a recent change in Florida law affecting death penalty juries, right?
Yes, a big one. In April 2023, the requirement for a jury to recommend death changed from unanimous.
To what?
To just 8 out of 12 jurors. That's the lowest threshold in the entire country now. It can make death sentences more likely.
So a lower bar for the prosecution to clear in the penalty phase? What's the defense doing to fight all this?
Well, they're mounting a significant defense, as you'd expect. They've hit back with constitutional challenges.
Like what?
Things like alleged Miranda rights violations, claiming his rights were breached during questioning. If they win that, some evidence could get thrown out.
Okay.
They also filed for a change of venue.
Trying to move the trial. Why?
They argue there's been too much pretrial publicity, especially because there was another big, kind of similar case, Checkings and Sinclair, in the same area. They're saying it's impossible to get a fair jury locally.
Makes sense. What about the core evidence itself?
They're really hammering on the circumstantial nature of it all, meaning there's no murder weapon found, no confession from Soto-Escalera, no eyewitness who actually saw the murder happen.
So they're saying it's all inference, connecting dots.
Pretty much. They argue that leaves room for reasonable doubt. They'll likely offer alternative explanations for, say, the Google searches or his movements.
And didn't the sheriff initially mention other people?
Right. Sheriff Mascara apparently mentioned multiple men in Tanya's life early on. The defense might try to suggest maybe someone else was involved. Point the finger elsewhere.
And if he is convicted, what then?
Then they shift to mitigation, trying to save him from the death penalty. They'd present factors like, he has 4 other children, his work history, maybe any past trauma he experienced, reasons to argue for life in prison instead of death.
So where does the case stand right now? This is September 2025.
Jury selection is actually underway. It's a massive pool, 400 potential jurors.
Wow.
And they're going through what's called death qualification, basically ensuring the selected jurors are actually capable legally and morally of considering the death penalty if it comes to that.
It's just quite a case. Built on these digital trails, this alleged $500 dispute, all filtered through Florida's very specific laws.
It really highlights how technology, motive, and the legal system intersect in these complex ways.
Yeah. So wrapping up this deep dive, it really leaves you thinking, doesn't it?
It does. In a world where we leave digital footprints everywhere, how much can someone really cover their tracks?
Right. And what does that mean for justice when a case hangs so heavily on those tiny digital breadcrumbs?
That's the question to ponder. How much weight should they carry? Something for you, the listener, to think about.